Hi boys and girls, it's Shane and it's TK. We're going to be working on a shower repair.
Guys.
Yeah, there he is. Let's see how this is done, see how this turns out. TK's a little nervous. In case you missed in my last video, TK bought this duplex and the shower nub has been pinched off when somebody stole. There should be a little copper piece that sticks out this far. So TK is currently taking off the cabinet that's on the other side of this wall, and we're going to try to approach it there so we don't have to mess up these tiles. We can probably replace these if we have to, being pretty simple subway tiles, but it's not unusual for the tiles to be irreplaceable, or at least very hard to replace. So if you were to try to pull them and you cracked it, you can make the problem worse. So we're going to see if we can go at it from the back side. We're going to loosen this cabinet. The back of the tub would be over here. Then we'll be able to cut into the sheetrock from this side to hopefully get access, and it'll fit behind this cabinet. So it shouldn't matter if we match the texture perfect, which should make this a much simpler job. Handed movement so I can film. So this is where the vanity was connected. This is the area we're going to be working. We want to check the height of this one. That'll be about the same height over here to mark where we're going to cut on the wall. I do like this tape measure.
It looks cool as hell.
Yeah, it makes that really satisfying click when you pull it out too. Starting about here. Now off of the wall that way, so it's probably going to really be, I'm thinking right in this area that we need to cut. So let's cut right around in there.
So more here.
Yep. Yeah. And when you cut this hole, do you remember the trick I showed you where you cut it at the angle?
Yes.
So if you cut it upward at an angle, downward at an angle, make it much easier to cut.
I think we got it all the way through.
Not quite. Could be glued to the thing behind it, something too. That's not unusual. I've seen that happen a time or two. Yay, there's a whole nother layer of drywall.
There could be a whole nother sheet.
There we go. You never know what you're going to find when you're cutting on drywall. I almost showed up yesterday without my knife on me, and I knew you'd give me a hard time if I did.
You'd have to go back and get it. Like, what? Shame.
I was wearing my pleather pants for that podcast.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't want to mess up my pants, but I thought, nope, I better put this on because TK will give me a hard time if I show up without my knife.
That's only because you're my hero there, my inspiration. Okay. Little orange thing stick in. You couldn't be. I mean, that's as perfect as you can be.
I thought we were getting pretty close. Yeah, that's where we want it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what our connection looks like. Yeah, go ahead and let's pry that out of the way. We're not going to need that anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty much dead anyway.
Yeah, those are all rotten from years of being in a spot here. Okay, so we get to see the connection, and we have a crimp-on connector. So that means we're working off of PEX.
Oh.
So all we need to do is cut off this crimp tool here, this crimp here. We can replace this nub, reconnect it exactly like that, and crimp on a new one, and you'll have your new shower nub. This is way easier than I thought. I figured we'd be sweating copper today. I haven't brought my torch.
So we need to take this off and go buy that, huh?
Yeah, we just need to go buy one. We don't have to take that one off yet.
Okay. We don't have to take it off and match it or anything? We know what we're doing?
Those are standard. So. I was very much prepared to do copper today, so I didn't bring all my PEX tools like I probably should have. So I've got a pair of Nipix pliers. These, I think, will be able to cut that crimp ring off. We're going to try it right now. We know there's no water pressure in this. The valve is turned off, and this end is open, so if there was water, it would be just spraying into the tub, and it's not. So we know there's no water. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to remove this. If you don't know if there's water and you remove one of those, it's just going to spray everywhere. And on a hot day, that might be nice, but it's December. This is kind of a small hole, giggity giggity. So I may not be able to keep the camera here and actually get it. I'm going to have to do this off camera. Just not enough room to film and do it. But basically I'm going to get just the metal part in this and kind of twist it back off and it'll unsnap. That's about halfway to where I need it to go. And now the entire crimp ring is removed. Now this won't work if it's not a pinch-on connector. We would need to actually cut through it if it was a crimp that was a copper ring. Using my ocelot saw, I'll cut the screw off that's holding it on the flange. So this is going to stick in the hole just like that, but we also need to have a screw at least on this flange which is this part that goes around here, holding this in place so it doesn't wiggle and move around a whole bunch. Obviously, we can't put a screw in from the board that's here, so we will screw this to a board before we put it in place, and then we can screw that board with some longer screws into this one, and that will hold everything nice and tight. So I've attached this flange to this piece of wood. Now we will stick this end through the hole. We'll crimp on this connector to that piece of PEX, and then we'll screw this into the existing board. We want to reconnect that red pipe right onto this. Oh, we got to have a crimp ring first. Thanks, TK. I'm glad you're thinking. One of us is thinking.
I did something good today. Yay.
Okay, so we'll put the ring on just like so. First thing I'm going to do is make the connection to the existing PEX.
It was the same size as the web board, and we use it.
And crimped. Good job.
Yep. Go team.
Yay. All right. Now we'll screw this board in, possibly with a spacer to hold that space, and that will keep the nub nice and stable. And we'll re-secure this piece of metal right there.
Can't take it out.
I can use my Klein tool to work within this tight space. So I've decided to use this spacer, and we'll attach this to that.
More efficient, right?
How would you have done it?
From an angle out here with the extensions. Yeah, way it came in.
There we go. There you go.
That's it. That's
Just like that. Nice and solid. Not much movement at all. So we'll take a tubing cutter. We'll cut that off at the correct measurement for the tub spout to fit, and it'll be good to go.